But here you are. You got all these challenges. You're trying to overcome them and working hard at it, developing your world, and you turn around and say, I'm going to be a comedian. The first deaf comedian. It's like, where did that come from?
Well, I never thought that.
You never thought it?
No, I didn't know what comedy was.
How did you get into it? You were brilliant. I saw you on TV before I even got to meet you because I always remember that farting story.
But of all the things I can teach people, this is the only thing he heard.
She's known for her farting story. But no, it's just, what sparked that?
I was on Social Security disability. And
that's a comedy show in itself.
No, really, it was. But I went to vocational rehab. I was 34 years old when I discovered my hearing loss through my counselor, who was deaf. She caught on to it. She taught me. And when I got my hearing device, all I ever wanted in my life was to be a nurse. But there was no way I can be a nurse. There's no way I could read those books. There's no way I could comprehend. But I wanted that white lab coat. That was my dream. My name on it. I wanted to be a part of society. I got tired of being on Social Security disability. It was just, it's just a wasteless time of my life at that time. And so I had 3 patients brought in this newspaper article called Stand Up Comics Take a Stand, and it was to help raise money for children with cerebral palsy. I love kids. And it was a dare. And I have a belief system. If something comes to me 3 times, it's the Holy Spirit say, get on this path. So I'm like, So I know nothing about comedy. I went to the comedy club. I couldn't understand them. They had the microphone in front of their mouth. I couldn't see their lips. And when I did hear them, I took everything literally because I lived in a literal world, I don't know the play on words. One guy would say, hey, what's with the Indian, the dot on their forehead? What's that for, target practice? And I'm like, no, they need that dot. And I would get upset.
That actually means you are here. Did you ever see the road maps?
No,
I'm only kidding. Go ahead.
I'm looking. And so I went ahead and I left that and I went and rented, this is how old I am, videos of Robin Williams and Whoopi Goldberg, all those guys, but they weren't captioned.
They weren't captioned?
The videos were not captioned. They didn't have captioning. And Robin Williams had the fastest lips I've ever seen in my life.
I was going to say, how'd you keep up with him?
Oh my God. And Whoopi Goldberg just, I couldn't have paid her. And I sat in my living room crying, going, why am I trying to do something that's impossible for me? It's not my world. But I kept thinking about the kids. And I was dead, so I had 2 weeks to do this comedy contest. I played around with it, got on stage in front of 250 people.
Not a small crowd, first month.
I didn't have the proper hearing device, so I would play off the vibration of the stage, and I would play off faces that I could see, and if I saw a face I didn't like, I'd move on to another face. And I won that night.
But what did you talk? Did you use your hearing loss as your
I
comedy?
came out on stage with this headband with a big hand that came out of my head like this, and I said, you would think with today's technology they could come out with a hearing aid that's just a little less obvious than this.
That's good.
And that was my first joke. And then I went on about hormones, and I mean some of the stuff I talked about, I'm so wonder I even got into the contest. But what they did is they came up to me, and people, you brought the house down. I didn't touch anything. You killed. Oh my God, who? I mean, it was like, this is a dangerous career. And then they said you had to go to the semifinals. I didn't know what semifinals meant. And so I ended up placing 4th out of 80 comedians who were in the business from 3 to 10 years. And I was just pussing around for 2 weeks to get the money for the kids.
Wow.
So there's no saying, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.